This video was originally created Friday, October 7th, 2022.
Hi. So this is impromptu. I don't have a setup. I don't have special cameras. I don't have makeup on. I mean, granted, I probably have like a little bit of a lippy on, but you know, can't have chapped lips. But this is gonna be me, 100% goofy and all, sporadic Gemini energy and all. And I am into sidereal astrology. So my moon sign is also Libra and my rising sign is Sag. So how people see me, how the world sees me is a Sag. But, I think it's very interesting that I have polar opposites. But I digress because what I really am talking about today is Timpano Las Olas. Timpano Las Olas had its grand opening August 25th. And prior to that, there was a 3-week, 4-week training process orientation. It was from Monday to Friday, and you get the weekends off. I was able to work the first training week, and the first training week was interesting. I have trouble. I feel like because I'm an empath and because I'm a sensitive person, I can first impressions I can't deny them anymore. Like after this experience with Timpano was the like last nail in the coffin for me to know like do not sleep on your intuition and your first impressions. My first impression of Jeffrey was thinking that is he possibly because he's Haitian, but I had a feeling that he was there a part of the team just so he can hire people that look like me. But I was like, maybe I'm just being too extra. Like, calm down. Everything I don't have to be about race, you know. So I figured, he genuinely just liked me and what I had to offer. At that time, I didn't know the other hostesses, but when I found out the other hostesses I'd be working with, I wanted to leave so fast. They're beautiful girls. Let's be more honest. They're pretty. They're very cute, but they're very young and inexperienced and catty, and they like to commit sabotage on others. And honestly, I can't wait for the next girl that's pretty and beautiful and wants to rise up, and all of a sudden she starts having issues too. Because that's exactly what happened to me. I've been a hostess for 7 years, and I've have experience with open table. I never really had issues with coming when it came down to updating tables and where they're at in terms of their appetizer, entree, dessert, check drop, bus, clean. But for some reason, I always find when I was working around these girls that there would be these issues of tables being done, tables not being on the proper course that they were on. It was just so fishy. I was just end up being told that it was the system. So I just assumed that it was the system, so I don't really speak about it anymore. But I have a feeling that the girls definitely were sabotaging me anytime when I would update the tables. So that's why I just specifically just stuck with seating. But I could tell that they were definitely racist. The whole company, well, at least Timpano Las Olas. I don't know how even Lucy's are, but I don't know. I think Boston people are not too friendly to people of color, or if they are, they tolerate them and still think of them as being at the bottom of the totem pole. Man, Gloria, I could tell from jump she did not like me. She couldn't stand me. She could not stand me at all. This girl made an effort to snub me, to not compliment me, to not encourage me, to not say positive things about me. And she made me commit a horrible mistake because I touched her. I literally went like this to her hand because, in my honest opinion, I hated the fact that I had to touch her. But she was blocking the host stand, and I wanted to go into the cubicle host stand area, and I just was like, she was just staring at me, and I was staring at her, and I'm like, oh, oh hey, what's up? It's my room. Okay, so yes, I actually have documented proof of when things were getting really tumultuous for me. Like, I could not handle. I never been so bullied before. Like, I was so triggered by Gloria. I'm not gonna lie, she really was triggering me. I never had someone trigger me so much, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna have her trigger me again. But granted, I definitely noticed a difference. Like they started scheduling me nights, and this time they were trying to just like annoy me and antagonize me. I felt. I feel like it might be this. Let me see. Yes, here we go. So this is what I said. I was like, dear Travis Stock Restaurant Collection, I regret to declare my 2 weeks notice starting today, 5th of September, because, and this was, and I already quit like I think 2 days ago, like 4 days ago, but this was earlier because I was gonna quit even earlier. On August 27th, I knew there was tension between Gloria and I, and I'm realizing this may have been an ego battle. I feel bullied. My biggest regret was saying, be mindful next time. That's literally how things started going negative with Gloria. Because I simply just said, be mindful with the doors. When people are there, just be mindful. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't be receiving the retaliation I received from Maria August 2nd. She grabbed and squeezed my arms and I said, ow. She apologized, but there was no need to grab and squeeze my arms just because she didn't want to seat a particular guest, what she's hired to do, and she told me to do it instead. All I could think about was how I'm being bullied and bossed around for saying be mindful. All night, everyone except Allie was accidentally bumping into me. Jennifer accidentally hit my eye with the paper. It was terrible. Allie, Maria, and Jennifer proceeded to exclude me and speak in Spanish. I had no idea as to what was going on in terms of tables and the flow of the restaurant. I was clueless. The only time I wasn't bullied or bossed around was when I made a tip from a guest that Maria and Allie had no concern or care for seating. I cleaned the table for him, and during the course of his stay, I simply asked how his night was. He then presented me $100, and I shared it with Allie and Maria, of course. And in a ghetto tone, Maria said, who's Victor? Who's that? What? Victor? Like, that's how she was. I'm not exaggerating. The bitch, she was like confused on who he was. Despite Maria grabbing me and how she did, I still gave her the money because I saw her putting in effort that night, and Victor asked me to share it. I also never knew Gloria would lie and use my interactions with her against me. There's also a strong bond between Gloria and Drew. That makes me uncomfortable. Also, a strong favoritism between Allie and Mark. I am concerned with how I will continue to be treated in the future and how that treatment affects my work and confidence. The host team is disorganized with no consistency. I cannot work with people who can't keep a certain level of professionalism, who curse out loud, eat bread, and not using guest names, backs to the doors, leaning, no smiling, no eye contact, not opening the door promptly, a lower level of importance when it comes to people who simply have a darker skin complexion. The indirect message I get from the hostesses is that they want me to leave. I get the hint that they don't genuinely like me, how other staff and guests do. If I can share this option, if I can share this opinion, I wish girls didn't hold grudges and actually practice womanhood/sisterhood with integrity. I realize that no matter how soft, how kind, how sweet I do things to the hostesses, they will label me as a angry black woman, and I refuse to be labeled that way because I am not black. Like I'm literally not black. Like I don't. I just personally don't see it that way, and like ultimately, race is a man-made concept because first and foremost, I am a human being. So, I refuse to receive continued defamation of my character by the hostess team. And I was like, I'm going to stick it through. I didn't put that in, I didn't return it, I was going to stick it through. And man, it never got better. Because I ended up learning that managers and employees are having sex with each other here. And the store barely has been open for like 3 months. It hasn't even been 3 months. We just got to a point of where we've been open for a little bit over a month. So if people are having sex, throwing that cat, all that, where am I going to start thinking that I'm going to have opportunities? Of course I'm not. I'm not going to reach up anywhere. I'm not part of that have sex group. So, bye. And not for nothing, it makes Gloria look bad because she gossips, number one, which is proving my point. She lies, which is also proving my point. And she nasty, which is also proving my point. It's unfortunate. And I think why I feel the way that I do is because people are going in on me right now. They're talking a lot about me, and I feel it, and I know it. I know they are. Because I am, not to be arrogant, just tell that to the people. If you don't want me to sound big headed from the attention that they're giving me, then tell the people that are giving me attention to not give me attention. Don't talk about me. Don't talk shit about me. Don't even have my name in your mouth. Because then at that point, I won't exist. But y'all making me feel so important.
And that concludes part one of a maybe three-part series of my restaurant experience as a hostess. I go into different topics because it's actually a 1 hour video. However, I want to spare you of all the extra details and just get to the meat and potatoes of this 1 hour talk that I do on my webcam on my computer. And how these men at these wealthy fine dining restaurants, how they act and how I handle them. And to always remember your worth and never forgetting your value as a woman. See you next time.